Following on from the NV-HD100 video, we borrowed the head from this machine for that HD100 to see if it worked since its head was damaged. We've got now a NV-F55, which is a couple of years older than the HD100, but seems to have more features. It's got record level control. It has NTSC playback, which is interesting. So we'll have to try that out. And more controls, like actually a tracking control. The board in here looks quite similar to what we saw in the previous one with that chip, that service cut link, putting it into fixed tracking. Same sort of power supply, probably compatible, maybe. Similar mechanism. I guess it's still the K mechanism, was it? Yeah, the layout of this is a little bit different. I don't know if we need to pull it out and look at it. I was just looking for the test points so we could check the alignment. This one's still got its head cleaning thing in there. I don't know if that's in good shape or not. I normally throw those away because they get perished, and that's gone pretty dark. So to make use of that, you'd have to replace it. I don't know if you can turn it inside out. Yeah, we'll throw away that little roller. But perhaps we'll keep the thing, although it's probably wrecked now because I upset the spring when taking it off. Don't know what that's sprung against. And then it gets pulled in. There we go. So as the tape guide moves up, that gets pulled in a bit against the head. Anyway, let's put this head back in. We'll have to clean it again. Even though it worked as we proved, it's very dull looking. I don't know if we can do anything about that. Try wiping the area of it. Changes. It might just be worn. It doesn't really have its original nice bright shiny appearance. Be careful wiping near the heads. Anyway, let's put this back in. Then we'll clean up the tape path, try it out, and then that might be us done on this machine. That latches into place. Motor drive signal. Now I might as well stick the head amp in as well. That will help hold it in while we put the screws in. Oh yeah, we can't have that in because it's going to get pushed against the head. Maybe that's why the head was broken in the other machine, because it had that in it without the thing on it. Presumably I or someone had pulled that off before because it had gone bad, but left this in. I think that's what wrecks the head, because it's right pretty much in line with it. Okay, I'm glad we found that. Yes, I'm just going to get rid of that. That's probably why the other one was damaged. That's a shame. Did I run it before removing the thing from the other machine? Maybe I did, and that's what wrecked it. Anyway, let's not wreck this one by pulling that thing off. The mechanism in this is different. If we look on the bottom, this looks more like just the G mechanism, where there's no motor there like we saw in the other machine. It's just all driven off the capstan motor, and then it's got that gear little clicking thing with the solenoid to set it into different load and unload modes. That's interesting. It's being upgraded. That's now a flat ribbon instead of a discrete wired connector. So here's fixed in. We'll have to put this grounding tab thing. Set to remove or to avoid static charge buildup on the head. Okay, let's clean the tape path. Then we can give this thing a go. Although we did actually run it before, didn't we? Without cleaning it. But yeah, it definitely needs it. It's surprising. Probably don't want to wipe that too much. The capstan's got a bit of crud on it. But in order to clean that, we'd have to move this into the loaded position so that I can hold this against it and freely rotate it. Ah yes, look at that lump of stuff. Alright, we got to unload this now, just so that the pinch roller thing is in the right position. to put that back without wrecking it. I don't really want to wreck the timing of that. Good. Okay, and then we'll clean the head, and then we're probably ready to try it out. It should already be pretty clean. Well, this one was dirty, wasn't it? When we put it in the other machine, but since it got touched to be while being installed, we need to clean it. Okay, not too much come off that, so that's probably fine. Okay, let's try it. Oh no. Ah, is that something that we've done to it? Yeah.
50. Und das ist Dave Early, Schatzmeister der Nationalen Gewerkschaft.
Okay, well it seems to be fine now.
Sehen Sie den? Das ist Hugh Simmick. Er verwaltet die Pensionskasse.
That's weird. Does that mean it didn't load properly before? Strange. Yeah, it's gone weird again. Oh, it started chewing. What's going on? There's something wrong with that. Enter's fine. It seems like that is like way messed up. Okay, I ruined it now. Yeah, but look, I think the angle of that roller is wrong. Yeah, we're messing up the tape. Look at that. Yeah, I think we've wrecked something here. I wonder what it is. Bracket thing that we pulled off is important for holding the thing in. Is that possible? I don't know about that. Could try putting it back and taking off the top part, however that went. Need to bring that spring back. Yeah, that spring is annoying. Just went right in and wrecked the alignment by twiddling that thing without understanding what's going on. Oh, I don't think we can because they're part of the same thing, aren't they? If we pull this top bit off, then the bottom bit gets wrecked. How can we fix that? Let's just cut that off then. There you go. So if that thing was used for alignment, it can still be there now, but it's I'll just fast forward past the bad bit of the tape.
Offenen Herzen unterziehen. Die Mordkommission fand neben ihm eine Flasche mit Pillen.
And see, it's going bad again. That's completely rigid. There's no... Whoops. Oh, it's... Is it? No, that's not... Doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. It means that there's something slightly off. Does that mean I destroyed something by cleaning it? Don't know. So there is a procedure for adjusting all the heights of these things where you put in an alignment jig and then use like a dial indicator type thing to check the height of these posts. But that's on the older machines where you can adjust these, but these don't look adjustable. That one there is that pull-out post that could be adjusted, but that seems to be after where this problem is. Even though that's the thing that it's chewing up on, that doesn't seem to be the cause. Okay, maybe what happened is the head not actually clicked down into the right place. Possible, isn't it? Maybe we should pull it out again and put it back in and see if that sorts out, like reseating the head position. Yeah, we'll just take all this stuff off and then we'll loosen the screws and see if that changes it. So there's a little bit of play there, but I don't know. Doesn't really make any sense to me. Now the alignment's probably wrecked because I've been fiddling with it though. Just go to a fresh part. This tape's going in the bin after this because when you wrecked it, and it sort of immediately just continues to destroy the tape. Awesome. Well, as soon as you get it into alignment, it starts creasing the tape. think we should loosen off the head while it's playing and adjust it. See, it's got this play on it. And see, it goes good, and then it creased. Okay, after fiddling around with it for a long time, I think this is the problem, which is the one from that side, the left side. The white part didn't turn at all. So I pulled it out, and I've got pliers on each end of it and given it a tweak, and it turns now. I noticed when you tweaked the position of this, the tapes would slack and unslack. So I think this was providing some resistance which was pulling on the tape, making it tight, and that's why it was rising up on this side, because it's been pulling itself over the head. Why this is like that, I have no idea. So now after I've given it a bit of a tweak, feels the same sort of looseness as the other one. Now we're just going to get it back in there. And the problem is going to be able to set up the height again. Just give this a bit of a wipe down. One of these things. I don't know, do you think the act of cleaning it somehow stiffened it up? It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't have any effect on it. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's a bizarre thing to happen. Okay, that post is dirty, the pull-out post. Yeah, because I noticed the whole tape was riding upwards, because you could see it wasn't even going over the control head thing at the bottom. So give that a bit of a chance to dry. We'll fast forward past that bit of the tape, and then we'll try it out again, and we'll see, has it sorted itself out? But it's going to need realignment again. No, it hasn't affected it at all. I thought I had found the problem. So that's where it should be, but then it starts creasing, and it's gone stiff again. Yeah, there must be something up with that post that, in the process of putting it back in, it's gone stiff again. Okay, so maybe... Okay, it's got some play now. I've tweaked it around. So we'll try this again. I think the problem is we can't adjust that post, because when you adjust it, it goes tight again. Still wrecked. I think it's tightened up again, isn't it? Still trying to work out what's going on. I put the head back into the NV-HD100 VCR, and it was creasing the tape in that, which made me think, well, maybe it's the head that's something's happened to it. And then I went and grabbed a different tape and stuck that in, and it was creasing it for a while, then stopped. And now I put the original tape that we completely munted the beginning of, and it's not creasing that. And it's been playing for 2 hours now. No problems. So I don't know what happened, but it's somehow not happening anymore, which makes me think we should put the head back into the other one, whatever that model was. So it's fine. It seemed like once the alignment was set correctly, then you eject and put the tape back in, then it stops creasing it. But I wasn't able to replicate that again, so I don't know. It's bizarre. Anyway, but yeah, there you can see the RF signal was fairly good coming off the... Okay, yeah, the RF signal was good coming off there. So we're going to take the head out, put it back into the VCR that we're actually looking at in this video, which is that, whatever that was, F55, wasn't it? Sitting over there. And then we'll try again with these two tapes and see, look how far I've played in like half the tape. And I did rewind it back by 30 minutes and then let it play again. And it's all done with no issue at all in this machine. Who knows what's going on? Doesn't make any sense to me. Again, swapped it so many times we're going to wreck something from wearing it out, from plugging it in and out so many times. Wondering how warm that gets. Because I heatsink the motor driver on the head drum. So he's got a regulator over here, so that will keep the whole chassis slightly warm. And the dew sensor's up there, out of the way of that warmth. So we're going to unscrew it again, swap it over again, and we'll see what happens. And then maybe we can actually do what we were going to do on this video, which is get the machine working and then try some NTSC tapes in it to see how well they play back on this power machine, since it's got those extra modes for playing back NTSC tapes. Exciting modern feature of PAL region VCRs. Okay, we'll get that out carefully, and then we'll grab the other VCR, the F55, put the good head into that. That comes over further, so you can't just grab it like I did to take it out. Now the problem is this is going to be way out of alignment because I was adjusting those posts to try and work out what was going on. So this is what the VCR that this head originally came out of. I didn't even get to soldering test points onto this for the RF. I did identify them. It says somewhere what they are. Head switch. It says there TP 2001 and presumably 2000 that one. Let's just pop the tape in and see what happens. Oh, do we need to clean that again just in case? Power supply is making a bit of a sad noise. Oh, there's a spider coming out of it. Okay, it immediately goes to chewing the tape up. But since yeah, okay, so I guess we haven't really fixed anything, have we? Well, I guess that meant we proved it's not the head that's doing it, because it was working fine in the other machine. That the problem is something else. Alright, we'll try and get an RF connection on there. Okay, so the problem is the tape is drifting around, so well, you get it into alignment, but it just pulls itself out of alignment. I also think there's the power supply is wrecked on this, because it's making hissing noises. So it's definitely not in good condition. Yeah, there's definitely been some leakage around there. You can see juice. Yeah, so all the caps in that are wrecked. This one here, there's a bit of juice showing, but at least it wasn't making that hissing noise. So it's not quite wrecked yet, but it's just on its way. Not really sure why that would make any difference, but hasn't solved anything though. But it stopped creasing the tape now. So does that mean it was this tape after all, and after playing a different tape for a while it recovers? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Anyway, I'm going to solder the test points on. We'll try and get it aligned properly with this tape, and then we'll see if it stays like that. I think it is. And the other one is here, head switch. I really want a ground. I don't know where is the ground test point? And we need to link that little thing. Just wondering if we can link it without even using a link. Just put it back and bridge it with solder. Oh, we might be able to bridge it. Bridged. Okay, but we need a ground test point. Oh, it stays right there. Ground 2. Okay, we'll use that. Need chroma RF. Oh, I soldered onto the wrong thing. That's annoying. Yes, but now you eject it and then you try again, and then it somehow just works. Guess we also need to check that that roller's still turning. See, it's perfect, and then it drifts off course. That roller's jammed again. Let's steal that roller from the other machine. Maybe that's all that's wrong with it. So if we take that out, it's gone completely stiff again, so get rid of that. I'm pretty sure that's putting tension on the tape and causing it to not move like it's supposed to. So I've stolen the one from the other machine. It's got a nice bit of play, and we'll put it in here. Presumably these things are interchangeable. And then we have to go through all the alignment business all over again. See, this is where you're supposed to put the real, was it a height gauge thing in the machine, and start adjusting, like pre-adjust everything to the correct starting heights. There we go, look at that. So that's the problem. Just like I suspected to start with. And I tried several times to like twist it out so that that could move freely, but it seems to somehow just jam itself up again. I don't know what's changing in this. It's possible to pull the pieces apart, so now it's got play and can move, but I think in the process of trying to screw it in, it unaligns itself. Anyway, well, we found the problem. The problem is that post was wrecked. Even though I thought I'd fixed it several times, just unfixes. Ah, yeah, if you screw it down too far, yeah, that will push that up a bit and jam it again. Maybe there was nothing wrong with it in the first place then, you just don't do that. So should we swap it back? Maybe it was me all along messing it up. Is that possible? Anything's possible. Let's stick back this tape, the one that was getting all chewed up, and see if that now gets chewed up. It's gonna be a very long, boring video. It's perfect. Okay, we're gonna put back in the original post, and we're not gonna screw it in too far this time, and we'll just prove that it works when it's got the thing. Then we'll try playing an NTSC tape if we can get it working cleanly and nicely. The problem is it's too stiff for me to turn with my fingers. How can we get that out then? Okay, I've got the other post in. We'll just get that aligned there. And it'll be perfect, it won't crease up the tape. Back on the original roller. So I think all of the problems in these machines have been my fault by the look of it. I probably screwed down this too much and jammed it, I guess. And it looks like because of I took that roller thing off of the head cleaner because that was gone all crusty, that then damaged the head, I think. So that's fine. We'll check the other tape. Well, perhaps I'll just give everything a clean since I've been touching it with my fingers. I'll just clean up these rollers, get rid of oils on them. Glad we've finally worked out what's going on with that. And we'll put in this other one. Now we can cut that link so that it can go back to tracking itself. That looks about as good as it can get in terms of alignment. So we'll cut that link off. And it'll go to auto tracking mode, and then we'll try an NTSC tape. There's a switch down here for NTSC modes. Okay, that's 3.58 and that's 4.43. That's a subcarrier frequency, isn't it? And that's PAL. We plug in this audio cables. I don't know if this tape has hi-fi sound or not.
Kennt mal, wo ist Rizzo? Viel Spaß auf der Kreuzfahrt, Sir. Der Nächste, steht eure Schecks bitte auf Piratenreisen GmbH aus. Ich hab einen kleinen Schreibfehler am Transparent.
Sound seems to be okay, good. Got Shaman King Volume 8, which is NTSC, Japan, and stereo hi-fi. Not tried this tape before. Let's try it. Guessing it's X-Rental. And it hasn't been rewound since we've used it, so it's probably at the end. So let's rewind it a bit, and then we'll give that a go. And I'll put this onto NTSC mode, and we'll see what happens. It's working on my screen, but not on that one. Okay, there it is. But was this detecting it as NTSC or PAL? Yeah, it's detected it as an NTSC signal, so it's not converting it. If you put it in that other setting, it goes black and white. So why doesn't the capture see it? It's also not getting any sound, which is weird, because there's definitely sound coming out. I don't know if the capture's now broken itself. I'll just pause and we'll have a look at that. Anyway, I don't know how much of that was recorded because I stopped recording at some point, but it seems that this tape has got some... not this tape. It seems that this tape, NTSC tape, has got some form of copy protection on it that the capture card is detecting and then just refusing to cooperate. Yeah, because it comes up in the properties of it where it tells you about the signal it's recording or receiving. It just says HDCP in brackets, and when I play the other tape, it just says normal in that same position. So we're going to try this one, which turns it into HDMI, and we can then use it on a different capture device. And hopefully this isn't as annoying. Hopefully the other capture card doesn't care about copyright stuff. Now we'll just let us capture the signal. Okay, we're on now HDMI 2. Guess we'll try the other tape first to start off with, just to prove the point. Since this one wasn't having trouble before. Oh yes, it's in NTSC mode, so there we go. We need to work out how to scale it. And sound is there to a 4:3 aspect ratio. So now we'll try the other tape and we'll check if that works. NTSC mode. Stick in this tape and we'll see what happens. Okay. I think the signal's not stable enough for it. Oh, here we go. Very clean. Okay, so it doesn't matter which mode it's in. It's in power mode. That's in 4:3 mode. And that's in 3:5:8 mode. So it does it regardless. The tracking is pretty good. That's also a good test that this magwell capture, which is what we're using now, doesn't care about the copy protection. That's useful to know. Now, one problem we got is, since I've adjusted this post and pulled it in and out so many times, it's not tight anymore, so it will probably like loosen itself, or it's going to go out of alignment because it can turn too easily. So there's different smoothing modes on this retro scaler that we're using to convert to HDMI. It's a bit smoother, and then that's normal. Somehow that affects the sound. Oh, does that affect how it detects the frame rate? That's really weird. Okay, that's very weird. So on the converter that's converting the composite to HDMI, if I press this button, oh, it doesn't do it now. It was making this speed really weird and slow. Okay. Success! We got this machine working. The NTSC playback works on it, which is exciting. The hi-fi sound works on it, which is good. Yeah, we're just gonna need to be careful about this power supply. That one's already kind of finished. But we've built a good machine out of parts. Although, I think this one was good to start with. Just had a wild goose chase with this roller being very annoying. Anyway, there you go. That's the the Panasonic NV-F55 stereo VCR.